It is Cassandra Terry. Hi, everybody. It's Cassandra Terry, and it is Friday. We've made it to the end of another work week, and on Fridays, we talk about focus. We focus on getting focused. And today, because I personally have struggled a little bit with that, today we're going to talk about what to do when you can't focus. Um, this week has been a whirlwind. Yesterday was my birthday. The day before that, my sister had surgery, and there's been so much going on that my mind has just been all over the place. And usually I try to, have myself together and have a good idea of what I'm going to say, or at least an outline, not necessarily what I'm going to say, but of an outline of what I want to make sure I cover the night before. And that didn't happen last night. I woke up early this morning and I was getting nothing. And I was like, God, what am I going to talk about? Just give me something. And it just came, well, you can't focus. What do you do when you can't focus? And so that just resonated, and I was like, that's exactly where I've been the last few days because I've been all over the place. Good morning, mother. It happens to all of us at some point in time, and when we can't focus, it can be so frustrating, and that frustration creates a spiral, and more and more and more time passes without us being able to lock in and focus on the task at hand. Good morning, Cliff. Glad that you were able to join us again. It's always good to see you. I see you there on TikTok as well. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate the engagement. Good morning, Kimberly. As you guys are coming in, I'm just getting prepared to talk about what to do when you can't focus because that happens to be where I am in life right now. And I tell you guys all the time that you're literally hearing me coach myself through whatever is happening in my own life, or reflect on something that has happened that I think may be a good example or useful to the conversation. So today is just raw. Can't focus, tired. Me and my husband celebrated my birthday all day yesterday. Good meals, a lot of fun, just kind of hanging out. Nice, easy, go with the flow type of birthday. So I really enjoyed it. But when I came home, I crashed. I absolutely had no preparation. My laptop was dead. I was still somewhat in the live from yesterday, and the tool I hadn't completely closed out of it. So it was just a mess. You could tell that the focus and the preparation was not there. So my first thought was, well, it's my birthday. My birthday was yesterday. Everybody knows that. They would forgive if I didn't come, if we didn't go live today. And then I thought, but I'm not going to be live all next week because I'm traveling for business. So I didn't want to add another day to it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to jump on and talk just for the sake of talking. And so I was really struggling this morning just thinking about what it is that we were going to talk about. And it just became so clear to me that your struggle right now is focus because you've got a lot going on. So, what do you do when you can't focus? So, that is where we will spend our minutes today, is talking about focusing and what to do and what not to do when you can't focus. So we know that when we're focused on something, it is the object, it is the thing that requires our attention, and we're trying to pour our resources, our time, our energy, our attention into that activity because there's something that we want to accomplish. We're trying to finish a task, we're trying to complete a goal, whatever the case may be. There's this one thing, and I mean one thing. When you're focused, it's one thing. We are long past the time of thinking that multitasking is it and that that's the way to go. It's been proven time and time again scientifically that when we try to multitask, we don't give all of our attention to any task, and so no task is completed as good as it could be because we're like this. We're all over the place. We're giving a little bit here and a little bit there. But if we focus, if we allow ourselves to give all of ourselves to one activity, it's going to be done better. We're in the moment. We're more. Our brain is more connected to what's going on, and we'll just be more successful when we focus on one activity at a time. and not trying to multitask. So let's start with that. That's what focusing is taking all of our energy, our attention, all of us, and pouring it into one activity at a time. So first of all, you need to be really clear about what that activity is. Does that activity move you towards the goals that you have set for yourself? If not, is it really the thing that you should be focused on? So get really, really clear about that, and know that you're pouring your energy into something that's going to move you towards your success versus just an activity, because we're busy all the time and we don't want to get sucked into the activity trap, the busy trap. We want to focus our energy, focus our activities to know that what we're doing is what we need to do. So after that, we want to, now that we know what it is that we want to do, now we've got to think about what's keeping our focus, what's making it so difficult for us to dig in. We have to remove distractions. Get the distractions out of the way so that you can pour yourself into what it is that you would like to accomplish. And then after you've got the distractions out of the way, let's talk about one thing I don't want you to do. When you have trouble focusing, absolutely don't fight with yourself in that moment. Because what happens is we start to get frustrated and try and fight the feeling, try to push it down. We're just going to barrel through. We're going to make sure that we focus. And that fight just generates more energy on the lack of focus instead of getting you into the mindset to where you can start to focus on the task at hand. So if you find yourself in that situation, give yourself some grace. Understand that it's difficult to focus in that moment for you, and tell yourself that it's okay. Don't create that fight. Don't create the hold on just a second. These people on TikTok are just really, I'll give y'all an example of focus. I wanted to focus on this for just a second. Oh. Let's see. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. I just had to read a couple of comments that were coming through. They're not even worth my focus or repeating. So I'm back. I thought somebody was asking me a question, but it's just Troll City on TikTok at times, and there's a troll putting all kinds of ugly comments out there. But anyway, back to getting focused on the task at hand. Don't fight with yourself. Do not give yourself the more, something else that becomes more of a distraction, that fight. So let it go. Realize that right now you're struggling. Give yourself some grace, and then do something different. Change your scenery. Do you need to get up for a moment and just walk? Are you tired? Is it time for a mental break? Are you hungry? Do you need water? Really tune into your body when you're struggling with focus to see what's going on, because sometimes there's something else that's happening that needs to be attended to in order for you to be able to get the focus that you need. So tap in, see what's going on with you, make sure that your physical needs have been taken care of. If not, give yourself the time to do that and then come back to it. But if all is well, if you've eaten, if you're not tired, if you've had enough to drink, you're not thirsty, because when we are dehydrated, it affects the brain. It affects our ability to focus. And so that's an important one. So check in and make sure that your physical needs are met. If all is well there, just get up for a minute. Go for a little walk, even if it's just around your place, but it's better if you can get outside for a few minutes, but just change the scenery. Allow your brain to relax and think about something else other than what it was you were trying to do, because we want to get out of that cycle of frustration. Because now you're telling yourself, I can't focus. I just can't focus. I don't know why I can't focus. So now you're feeding that situation. Thank you on TikTok. I see your messages coming through. Thank you very much. And so you want to get away from all of it just for a moment and allow yourself to breathe. And then you want to think, is there something troubling me? Is there something going on? Is there something that I'm worried about? Is it something that needs my attention later that I can't get to right now, but I can't stop thinking about it? If there's something else going on like that, write it down. Take a few minutes, write down what you're concerned about to get it out. Get it out of your head, clear your mind so that you're in a position to focus again. So take that pen and paper and whatever's going on between your ears, just take a few notes. Get it on paper, and then before you know it, it's out of your head. And now you're in a position where you can relax a little bit, and you may be able to get back to focus. I don't know if any of you guys ever meditate. That's extreme focus. Let's see what Kim is saying. What tools can I use when I'm having trouble focusing today because my heart hurts, my brain wants to get up, my body is not moving? Well, so I happen to know, I know Kim, and I know why her heart is hurting. She's experienced a loss. So when you're actually going through something like that, the inability to focus, the inability to do some of the things that you want to do, it's normal. You're grieving, you're going through a difficult situation. So give yourself some grace and understand that in that moment, you're not going to be yourself. You're not going to be 100% yourself and able and quick and, able to do all the things that you would typically do. Grieving is, especially when the loss just occurred, you have to give yourself that time and that grace to go through that experience. You have to honor your emotions, know that they're there for a reason. You're experiencing something traumatic. The loss of a loved one is huge. So it's understandable, Kim, right now that you're not able to focus. Um, if you have to get up today, if there are some things that you absolutely have to do, set yourself an alarm and just make yourself do it. You just have to push through the have to items. But if it's something that you don't absolutely have to do, allow yourself that time and be with yourself, be with your emotions, connect with somebody else who's going through this experience with you, so that you guys can support each other. But don't expect that you're going to be focused and on it right now, because grief is such a huge emotion, and those emotions have their place. They're a part of the healing process, and you have to allow them. Don't try to push them down. Don't try to ignore them. That just makes it even more difficult. When you're honoring the life of someone that you cared about, yes, you're going to have some difficult emotions, and you just allow yourself that time. And just look at, like I said, what are the absolute things that you have to get done today? Set yourself an alarm for that. When that alarm goes off, commit to yourself, I'm going to knock this thing out. And then you can get back to resting, relaxing, remembering, connecting with family, whatever it is that you need to do, however it is that you grieve. But allow yourself that time, and realize that it's absolutely okay. It's a part of the process where you are right now. Okay. Tammy, what's the deja vu moment from? You said this is a deja vu moment from about 7 years ago. God gives good gifts. So I'm not sure what I was talking about when you wrote that, but that's an interesting comment. So if you want to share more, please do. So focus is the topic of the day, and as you guys can tell, I'm still struggling with focus. You're welcome, Kim. Good morning, Trina. Good morning, Shonda. I see quite good morning, Karen. Quite a few of you guys have joined, and I appreciate you so much. Good morning, Alicia. So, for those of you who just joined, our topic for today has been focus. What do you do when you're like me and you're struggling to focus? Hey, if nothing else, put a t-shirt on and remind yourself that focusing is what you're trying to get done. But when you can't focus, take a moment, breathe, check in to see what's distracting you. If it's external distractions like your phone, the TV, maybe even, family and activities around you, you can remove those things. If it's family, it might just be a conversation. Hey, I'm gonna tap out for a few minutes. I need half an hour, I need an hour where I'm gonna work on this, and then I'll get back to you guys when I'm done. Just a little bit of communication, and that way they're aware and they can support you in the time that you're trying to spend getting something done. If it's an internal distraction, if you can't focus, You've got to figure out what's going on. I'm just repeating, guys, what we already talked about just to kind of sum it up. If it's an internal focus, lack of focus, or distraction, tap in and make sure your physical needs are met. Have you eaten? Have you had enough sleep? Have you had enough water today? What's going on? If your physical needs are met, check that off. You know that there's no problem there. Is something troubling you? Is there something going on later or something that you haven't attended to that you feel like needs your focus? Maybe what you're trying to focus on now isn't the highest priority for you in that moment. So stop and think about what's the best use of your time right now. If the thing that you're trying to do is being mentally trumped by something else, you've got to make a decision. Is that something else that's pulling on you? Is that what you should be doing right now? If it is, change it up. It's your life. It's your time. It's your time. And our time is so precious. So if you need to change up what you're doing and take care of this thing that keeps playing in your head, change it up. Go ahead and get the other thing out of the way and then come back to that other task. If not, if the task at hand is what you really need to get done, but you've got all these things going on in your head, write them down. Get them out of your head, get them on paper. Tell yourself that you'll come back to that list that you've made after you've gotten this thing done. Kim had shared in the comments that she didn't really say it, but she was saying she's having trouble focusing because her heart is hurting. Her heart is hurting because she's going through grief. She lost somebody important to her just last night, just yesterday. So I just wanted to affirm for her that now is not a time where she's really going to be able to focus. Typically when we're grieving, we're in such an emotional state that our emotions are driving more than anything. And that's okay. There is a time and a place for everything, including grieving. And when you've lost someone, you have to give yourself that grace and allow yourself the time that you need to work through and process what has happened and what life looks like now, going forward. So there will be times in life where you're not going to be able to show up 100%. You're not going to be at your best self, and that's okay. That is okay. The worst thing that you can do is fight what's happening, fight your own emotions and get down on yourself. I just can't focus. I can't, then starting that negative self-talk, because that extends the process. That just adds more distraction in a time where you're trying to focus on something. So get up, change your environment, move around, make sure that your physical needs are met. Write down anything that may be distracting you, get it out of your head and onto paper. Make sure the physical distractions you've already taken care of, you've turned off your phone. There was a study someone quoted earlier in the week, and they were saying that even when your phone is turned down, your productivity is slashed by, I can't remember the percentage, but it was really big. It was eye-opening that just the fact that phone is there and near you, even when it's turned down and you can't see the screen, there's still some of your mind that's wondering, that's given to that object, because you may hear the beeps, or you may wonder if you're missing anything. So finding time where you detox from all of the electronics is important, because that allows the brain to slow down and rest. We're getting sound bites of information all day, every day. So if we don't step back just a little bit and allow ourselves to calm the brain and let it relax without that constant input from the screens and things, we just we don't get that break often enough. And it shortens our attention span and makes it even more difficult when it's time for us to focus. Hello, Cassie. I think I see you scrolling there. It's been a while. Thanks for dropping in on TikTok. So that's it today, guys. I really wanted to talk about focus. I kind of laughed in the beginning because I am about as unfocused as I've been in quite some time, but it's okay. It's my birthday weekend. Me and the hubby had a great time yesterday, and now I am trying to calm down and get back into the flow of things. I did want to remind everybody that we hashtag focus, exactly, Shanta. Next week, I will not be live. I leave on Sunday for Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you, Erica. And I have to work there next week. And I don't actually know how my schedule is going to play out until I get there. Good morning, Shari, and Sherry and Trina. Yes, I am going to celebrate all weekend. I am. But yeah, I'm going to fly out Sunday. I think I'm going to be there all week. So I'll either come back Thursday night or sometime on Friday. I'm not even sure yet. So with my schedule being so up in the air, it's not likely that I'll be able um, to do the lives next week. And it's an hour later there. So it would also be when I did it at my usual time, at the time that we usually meet, it would be an hour later. So it would kind of fall into you guys's your workday. So I don't think it's going to work to have lives next week. So I may repost some of the previous ones just to remind you, so you guys don't forget about me while I'm gone. I may do that if time permits, but you guys get a week without me, and I hope you enjoy it. Remember, mindset is everything. The voice within wins. Tap in, hear yourself, feel yourself, listen to what it is that you're saying and feeling about yourself, and where those messages are not serving you, do the work to rewrite them. Oh, people are, oh, my mom's crying because she's not going to see me next week. And just like a mama, I will enjoy my weekend, Kim. And I hope that you do get to focus and relax a lot. I know it's a difficult time for you. I will be praying for you and for his family, because I know it's a difficult time for all of you guys. So I'm sorry to hear about that loss. It's a big one for that family, I know, and for you. All right, guys, that is it for today. I will see you a week from Monday where we'll talk about mindset. In the meantime, enjoy your week. Enjoy, have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself and make sure that you are speaking life over you. You are capable and you are deserving of any and everything that you desire in this life. And if you believe that you can have it, and if you believe that you deserve it, your body will line up and you will do the things to make that happen. So when things are not going your way, check your belief system first. What am I saying? How am I saying it? Tammy says, I've been searching for a source, someone trustworthy to help me get back on track mentally. He reminded me that he showed you to me in that moment and affirmed I'm in the right place with the right person. Oh, that touches my heart. Thank you so much, Tammy. And you know, I am here for you in any capacity that you need. Reach out anytime. I love you. And I'm more than happy to, outside of this, if you ever want to talk about anything, I'm here for it. Good morning, Shay. I met Shay on LinkedIn, and she's in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is where I'm heading. So I think I'll get to meet her this over the next week while I'm traveling. So networking, guys, take advantage of the people that are here all the time. You guys follow each other, get to know each other, see the comments, find the person that's like-minded, and start to build connections. Our world is so much bigger than the space that we typically move around in, and this space allows you to meet people all over the world, people who may become a part of your support system, people who may become clients, people who may have things that you're interested in and you become a client of theirs. There's just so many wonderful people that I've met through this space. So I am excited about that, and I hope you take advantage of it as well. Thank you, Cliff. I will enjoy my birthday weekend. Peace, love, and blessings right back to you as well. And that's it for now, guys. I am signing off, and we'll be back a week from Monday where we will talk about mindset. All right. Enjoy, everybody. We'll talk again soon.